Hello everybody, it is Nicole from Ikiwi, and today we are drawing Layla or Aisha from Winx Club. So let's not waste any time and hop right into the video. As you can guess, she won the majority of the votes since we're drawing her today, but Bratz was the runner-up again. I was wondering if I should make the option that's a runner-up for 3 weeks in a row the next character to draw, or if you guys still want to vote on it and see if that character option gets chosen. Let me know in the comments if you think that I should just draw them after 3 times, or if you guys want to vote on it still. And as always, you can vote by either replying to my comment or leaving your vote in your own comment. So for the sketch, I kind of already knew what pose I wanted to put her in. I wanted her powers to show, even though I don't really understand them because I know she's the fairy of liquids, and I assumed it was water, but her powers are pink. By either way, I had the idea of using her powers to create kind of a frame around her, and I also just wanted to help fill the space a little bit more. I also knew I wanted an action pose since she's the more sporty character of the Winx Club, but also I feel like it was just more fitting for her character. And I also included Piff because I included Chatta in the Flora drawing. And I'll probably include all the pixies and all the other characters that I draw, but I'm going by the original ones compared to the new ones. Moving on to the coloring, I thought that choosing the colors would be simple enough. However, when I was coloring it, I didn't really realize how different colors look from the screen to marker. When I got a marker that I thought was an exact match, it turns out that it wasn't, but that's kind of difficult when it comes to digital and traditional because there's probably not going to be an exact match. And another thing that I didn't really consider was how much layering I would do. So when I was coloring her face, I layered it a little bit too much because it started to take away the marker on her face, which is definitely not what you want to happen. I also plan on making a video on how to blend different skin colors with blush as someone requested, so I was kind of testing out this method as well. Ultimately, I do think that her skin and blush turned out pretty well, but I do need to figure out the steps before I can get that video out to you guys so that it's easy to understand. Hopefully I can get that video out to you soon and you all look forward to it. And if you want to be notified, then be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you know when that video comes out. The skin took the longest to blend just because I wanted everything to be smooth, and it took a while to blend the colors together and make sure that it was a smooth transition. And the clothes were pretty fun to color. I think it's because I don't really use this bright green often, but I'm not really sure if that statement is true. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of any except for Sam from Totally Spies. But I think in a lot of my original art, I tend to gravitate towards blue and yellow for some reason. Afterwards, I started coloring the hair, and that was very challenging second to the skin because a lot of the markers that I used for the hair were very similar to the colors of the skin. Her hair is more of a red tone color, so I did use a burgundy to help differentiate between the two. But like I said earlier, the burgundy was the darkest brownish tone that I had, and anything darker would be more on the gray-brown side, which I didn't want to do because that would really mute the color of her hair. So I turned to colored pencils, which seem to be my savior nowadays, especially when drawing fan art, just because they help add the definition that I need that I can't get from markers, but they also just have more variety in colors because they're more versatile, I think. Since you can mix different color pencils together to get a new color, I think it really helps to have the color pencils as an assistant, if that makes sense. And as I mentioned in other videos, it just helps to smooth out some of the blending areas that may not have been so smooth before. As for the line art, I used black to outline most of it just to give definition in the darker areas where I didn't have a colored pen that would be dark enough to add that definition. But I did use color line art where I could, just because I still wanted to keep that soft feeling and just to be kind of consistent with Flora. Overall, I do really like how she turned out, and I hope you guys do too. But it also makes me excited to draw the rest of the Winx Club eventually. Someone did suggest that I draw the rest of the Winx Club next, but I think after I draw each of the individual main Winx Club members, then I'll probably draw them as a group, and then expand to Roxy and other characters, as well as maybe the Tricks. So let me know your thoughts about that in the comments down below, as well as your votes for the next character that you want to see me draw, or your thoughts on the runner-up option that I mentioned earlier. So with that, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. Keep drawing, keep creating, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!